Welcome to another episode of Mr. Woodward's History Moments. Today's episode explores the Constitutional Convention of 1787. We will dig deep to understand the Virginia Plan and New Jersey Plan, which influenced the creation of the Constitution. We will be talking to the creator of the Virginia Plan himself, James Madison. First, we must travel back to 1787. The creation of a new government is complex and extremely difficult. The Articles of Confederation was too weak of a government, and now, in 1787, representatives from all states in the country have gathered to improve and manufacture a new government at the Constitutional Convention. Right now, we are very fortunate to have a special guest with us on the phone to discuss his plan for the United States of America's new government, James Madison. Mr. Madison, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Madison, can you briefly describe the Virginia Plan, your idea of how the new government should function?
The Virginia Plan consists of three branches: an executive branch, a judicial branch, and a legislative branch. My plan would break the legislative branch into two different chambers, both chambers based on population-weighted representation.
So, Mr. Madison, this is where your plan is very different from William Patterson's New Jersey Plan. Can you explain in simpler terms what population-weighted representation is?
Certainly. Let's take the example of Virginia. Virginia has roughly 440,000 citizens. New Jersey, on the other hand, has a population of about 170,000 people. Because Virginia has more than double the citizens of New Jersey, they will get more representation under my plan. Instead of each state getting the same amount of representation, the Virginia plan will allow the population of each state to determine how many people will represent that state in the government.
Here is where we take a break in this episode. What you'll have to do now is use your question guide to answer questions 1 and 2 and pause this episode. Again, what you have to do now is use your question guide and answers questions 1 and 2 and make sure to pause this episode. Now that you've answered questions 1 and 2, let's get back to our interview with James Madison. Mr. Madison, William Patterson has proposed the New Jersey Plan. Can you explain the big difference between your Virginia Plan and the New Jersey Plan?
Yes, my plan is based around the idea of population. Heavily populated states will have more representation in the government, while lightly populated states will not have as much representation. The New Jersey Plan says that no matter how many people live in each state, every state should have the same amount of representation. So small states like New Jersey will have the same amount of representation or power as a state like Virginia.
I see. So, Mr. Madison, you think the New Jersey Plan is unfair to the heavily populated states?
Absolutely. Virginia has 440,000 citizens to be represented in the government. It would be unfair for the New Jersey Plan to give as much power to a small state such as New Jersey as the largest state in the country, Virginia.
Here's where we take another break in our episode. What you'll have to do now is look at your question guide and answer questions 3 and 4 and pause this episode. Again, what you'll have to do now is answer questions 3 and 4 in your question guide and make sure to pause this episode. Now, let's get back to our interview. Mr. Madison, could there ever be a compromise of both the Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan?
Possibly. Possibly. Perhaps the legislative branch could incorporate two chambers, one based on population and one based on the same amount of representation for each state.
Mr. Madison, thank you so much for being with us today. We will just have to see how the new government turns out. Thanks again.
It was an absolute pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
What we have to do now to find out what actually ended up happening with James Madison's Virginia plan is to travel back to the future. What actually happens is what James Madison was thinking could possibly happen. Both plans are used. The legislative branch is broken into two chambers. The Senate provides every state with 2 senators to represent the state regardless of its population. The House of Representatives is based on population, so Virginia would have a few more representatives than New Jersey. That does it for us here at Mr. Woodward's History Moments. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank you for joining us and stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Have a great day, history fans.